For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check out g2a.com, and if you need any Ultimate Team coins, then head over to FIFA. The code CHES will get you a discount on both sites, and all links are down below. Hey guys, how's it going? CHES back again, and welcome to episode number 27 of the Liverpool career mode here on FIFA 15. In yesterday's episode, we were extremely dominant, but could not get the ball past either goalkeeper in the two games that we played yesterday. Fortunately, we were able to sneak a goal in the first leg of the Paris Saint-Germain game in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So we're coming into this one on the back of a win and a good performance, hoping to continue that run of form. And as you can see, it's Arsenal away today, so not the easiest of games. They're starting Podolski, Theo Walcott and Thomas Rosicky in their midfield behind, of course, Danny Welbeck. So Alexis Sanchez on the bench, which obviously was a good thing for me as far as I was concerned. Starting a bit of a rotation side, obviously, because the Paris Saint-Germain game wasn't long ago, and Adam Lallana in there as well as Hesse, and Fernando in there alongside Steven Gerrard as well, because Schneidlin was a little bit tired. But we were going to get the first chance of the game from the corner in the opening 4 minutes, although unfortunately Mamadou Sakho couldn't keep his head down. But we were going to continue the run of the ball going from right to left in the start of this game. Adam Lallana doesn't have the best of pace, but just enough to keep away from Kieran Gibbs. Gets the shot in, but Szczesny probably would have always saved that particular shot 99 times out of 100 because of the angles he was able to work, thanks to the superb defending from Kieran Gibbs. But Lallana was again involved here, as you can see, just over half an hour in, and Hesse actually nicks in on that ball ahead of Daniel Sturridge. It wasn't meant for the Spaniard, but a fantastic finish gives us a 1-0 lead. It was initially intended, as you'll see from this angle, just to be slotted through onto Sturridge's left foot. Hesse storms in from the left-hand side though, and a wonderful finesse finish gives us a 1-0 lead. But 5 minutes before half-time, they were going to get themselves a chance of their own. It didn't look like there was anywhere to go here, and then Theo Walcott gets that quick turn in, and then instantly Rosicky's in behind, and a lovely finish from him. Thomas Rosicky always seems to score against me for Arsenal, no matter what career mode I'm playing in. Whenever I play against the side from North London, he always seems to score. It's so frustrating, but regardless, we were going to try and get ourselves back in the game in the second half. Bit of not necessarily a threatening attack here again from Arsenal. Debussy threads it into Dzeko though, gets it through the legs of Sakho, and again it's the Czech man Thomas Rosicky who's in there to sweep home his second of the game. And it's Arsenal 2, Liverpool 1. I was disappointed with Sakho here from letting that get through his legs, and then Rosicky just beats the man at the near post and sweeps it in. Rene Adler can't cope, and from two chances that seemingly looked like nothing was going to come from them, we concede 2 goals, and then that just was not a free kick, referee. The two men just bounced off each other. There was no foul there as far as I could tell, but Alexis Sanchez was now on the pitch. He's going to take the free kick, and obviously from the stuff we've seen so far from him this season at Arsenal, we know he can take a good dead ball, and he has done so here. It's Arsenal 3, Liverpool 1. It was just those 3 chances that Arsenal had, and they were just really clinical with them, which is something we weren't in yesterday's episode, obviously. And I've had a few people say at the end of games, why is it seemed to lag in moments like this? It's because the scoreline isn't actually on the screen for that long, so I have to kind of slow the animation down, so it's actually in slow-mo at the end, just so the scoreline is on screen long enough for you guys to be able to actually see what it says. But anyway, we head into the second game of the episode against Paris Saint-Germain, this time at home, and we are 1-0 up from the first leg, as you can see. And some sort of consolation is the fact that Arsenal have then lost 6-2 in their Champions League quarter-final, so at least we won't be facing them should we progress through into the next round, although of course Arsenal Paris Saint-Germain would have been a very good game as well. But Daniel Sturridge and Coutinho up top for this one. Balotelli dropped to the bench, and more first teamers involved. Morgan Schneidlin in there in the holding role. PSG starting exactly the same 11 as they did for the first game. Simon Mignolet on the bench, although of course Javier Pastore is drafted in at left wing because, again, of course, Ezequiel Lavezzi got himself sent off in the first leg, so he was banned for this particular game. The away goal could prove vital as well, of course, as it so often does in European competitions. This is the quarter-final to head through to the semis, and Daniel Sturridge just completely tortures David Luiz there, teasing him left and right. Eventually Luiz commits to a challenge, and Sturridge just pops it straight through his legs. Would have been such a good goal if he'd been able to put that into the back of the net. Really frustrated that he wasn't able to do so, but Douglas Costa shows a good turn of pace here, slots through Sturridge, and a really good finish. Takes it early, and that catches out the goalkeeper, and Salvatore Sirigu can do nothing about that. It's Liverpool 1, PSG 0 on the night, and of course Liverpool 2, PSG on aggregate, although that doesn't really change things because, of course, PSG needed to score anyway, and if they score once, obviously they're still now out, and if they'd have scored once anyway, it would only have gone to extra time. So they still need to score 2 to win on the night and to go through in 90 minutes. And of course, if they do score 2, that would mean they win on the night and would go through on away goals. So the most important thing for me here in this one was not to concede, but to be fair, you don't have to avoid a clean sheet if you can score 2 goals of your own. That's now 3-0 on aggregate and 2-0 on the night. Daniel Sturridge reacting first to that good save by Salvatore Sirigu. Really nice effort, actually. Overhead kick into the back of the net. Javier Pastore flicks the ball in, though. Thiago Motta rather was the man forward there. Draws a good save out of the goalkeeper, and then Blaise Matuidi is going to dance into the box. Pastore into Motta again. The Italian trying to work something, but eventually we do get the challenge in. And that second goal from us really sparked PSG into life. They hadn't really threatened at all in the entirety of the 2 legs, but Pastore gets in behind again here. Going to play the ball over the top, and Serge Aurier, the right back, is up in a striking position, beats the goalkeeper to it but can't get it into the back of the net, heads it wide. Then Emre Can gets caught on the ball by Jose Callahan. An incredible squad they have here at PSG, but Ibra gets the turn in, plays it across to who I thought was Lucas, and the ball flies into the back of the net. A wonderful strike, and then he runs off to the corner to celebrate. And I think, you know, fair enough, great strike by a winger. He drops down, you've probably already noticed, it was Thiago Silva that scored that banger. A centre-back on his weaker left foot scores that finish. Mental. What an absolute screamer from Thiago Silva. Nothing Rene Adler could do about that one. They get a free kick as well, though, right towards the end of the game in stoppage time. Can they get a second back and really give us a nervy end? Ibrahimovic steps it up. Thiago Silva underneath it. What a save by Rene Adler, falling backwards to tip it onto the bar, and that was the final whistle. We get the 2-1 win on the night, the 3-1 win on aggregate, and we're through to the semi-finals of the Champions League, which is absolutely fantastic in our first year here at Liverpool. The league season isn't necessarily going to plan so far, but our cup journeys are going really well indeed. We're through to the semi-finals, I think, of the FA Cup now, with a game against Manchester City at Wembley. We're through to the semi-finals of the Champions League now as well, which is fantastic, and we're also already won the Capital One Cup so far this season. We sit in 10th in the league, but it's kind of out of kilter with the rest of the teams around us, because we've got 1 if not 2 games in hand on a lot of the teams above us. So we sit 10th at present, but it doesn't necessarily reflect where we'll be at the end of the season, and hopefully the board can appreciate that fact and also take into account the fact we're doing so well in all cup competitions despite not having the strongest of squads. We come up against, though, a very strong Man United side, who actually have a really even better midfield, considering they brought in Claudio Marchisio from Juventus. Juan Mata still at the club, Rooney and Falcao up top in a narrow 4-1-2-1-2 formation. But Coutinho plays through Daniel Sturridge in the opening few minutes, and I cannot even begin to explain what sort of attempt to win the ball that was from Phil Jones. It's a clear penalty. The ball is 4 to 5 feet up in the air. Sturridge is having to jump to chest it down, and Jones decides that the best thing to do in that situation is to go to ground. You cannot even explain the decision process in making a challenge like that, but Steven Gerrard gets to step up and he puts us 1-0 up in front of the Kop against the biggest rivals that Liverpool have in Manchester United. Decides to slide through a cameraman as well, just to make sure that that he gets the full celebration feeling. But Juan Mata's on the ball here just a couple of minutes after they went behind, in fact, and a great shot from him. Really unfortunate not to put them in front. Comes off the inside of the post, and unfortunately for them, they stay 1-0 down. But Juan Mata, no, it's Claudio Marchisio, sorry, on the ball, dancing inside the box, kind of overruns it, and then Rooney, with a rather poor left-footed shot, can't find the accuracy with it, and it goes well wide. We're into the second half now. By the time the next chance comes along, it was a real midfield battle in this game. Juan Mata involved again, plays it across to Marchisio. Rooney's round the corner. I was perfectly comfortable with him in this situation, with Saka closing him down, forcing him wide, and then he fires it in at the near post. Similar fashion to the way Sturridge scored his goal, or his first goal rather, against PSG in the previous game. Just taking it early, catching the goalkeeper out at the near post, but I was disappointed with Rene Adler in that situation. He should be saving that, although to be fair, Rooney's put so much power behind that shot, absolutely driven it into that near post, in off the woodwork, and we're back on level terms at 1-1. 1-1. As you can see, top left, Balotelli and Lallana have come on for Coutinho and Sturridge, respectively. And Stevie G's twisting and turning here. Gets around the outside of the defence, tries to fire it bottom corner, but De Gea gets down well, and Balotelli can't close the man down to get in for the secondary chance. And then United are going to have a chance of their own up the other end 5 minutes from time. Juan Mata slots it into Daley Blind, again around the corner to Di Maria, forcing him wide, back to Daley Blind on his right foot, and he drills wide, fortunately on his weaker side. Although, to be fair, he did score quite a good goal for me on his right hand side in the stream series we have with Manchester United. But today we draw 1-1 with the side from Manchester, the red half, playing the red half of Liverpool as well, and we come away with a singular point. So yes, confirmation that we're in the semi-finals of the FA Cup against Manchester City. The winner of that tie will face Leicester or Hull, so it's almost the semi-finals more important than the final right now, considering you would say, whilst maintaining the utmost respect for Hull and Leicester, whoever wins out of Liverpool and Man City will probably win the FA Cup. We are still down in 10th, but with a game in hand on a lot of teams above us, including 2 games in hand on Swansea. So hopefully we can get ourselves up towards those European spots. It does look like we're 8 points away from a Man City in 4th, and actually we don't have a game in hand on them. So with 7 games to go and 8 points between us and the Champions League positions, it does look like a big stretch to ask to get into the Champions League via the league. But we are, of course, in the semis in the competition itself this year, and should we win it, we will qualify. So that is my probably best chance of getting into the Champions League, although 5th is a real possibility with games in hand on pretty much everyone above us, apart from Everton, of course. But hopefully they will slip up, and we will try and maximise our potential profit from the remaining 7 games we have in the Barclays Premier League. But that will bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching. As always, drop the video a like if you enjoyed, and of course feel free to check the channel page for anything you may have missed over the past few days, whether that be this series, the My Player series, or the Career Mode Road to Glory series, which will of course return to you again tonight. And of course feel free to follow me on Twitch as well. I will be streaming tonight on Wednesday, so definitely check that out. We actually have the last game of the Barclays Premier League season, then we'll be heading into the transfer window for the 2nd year at Manchester United. So definitely going to be worth your watch, and all links to my Twitch and to my Twitter, etc., so you can stay bang up to date with me, will be in the description down below, alongside the FIFA and G2A links. But that will bring today's video to a close. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.